Welcome to this A-Level Geography quiz on coasts EQ1. 20 questions, explain solutions. Pause to answer, then press play for the solution. Let's get started. Question 1. What is the littoral zone, and what are its key components? The littoral zone consists of the backshore, nearshore, and offshore zones. It is a dynamic coastal area of rapid change, where various processes like erosion, deposition, and sediment transport occur. Question 2. Explain the difference between short-term and long-term criteria used to classify coasts. Coasts can be classified using long-term criteria like geological features, rock type, sea level changes, or short-term processes such as inputs from rivers, waves, and tides that affect sediment transport and erosion. Question 3. How do rocky coasts and coastal plains differ in terms of their formation? Rocky coasts are formed in high-energy environments where resistant geological features, e.g., hard rock, are eroded slowly by sea, rain, and wind. Coastal plains, on the other hand, form in low-energy environments where sediment is deposited from rivers and offshore sources. Question 4. What is the role of geological structure in the formation of concordant and discordant coasts? Geological structure, such as the alignment of rock layers, influences the development of concordant coasts, where rock layers run parallel to the coastline, and discordant coasts, where rock layers intersect the coastline at right angles, creating headlands and bays. Question 5. Explain the term a Dalmatian coast and how it forms. A Dalmatian coast forms in areas where geological structure creates parallel ridges and valleys that are submerged by rising sea levels. This results in a coastline with long, narrow islands separated by deep water channels. Question 6. What is a half coast, and how does it develop? A half coast forms where long spits or bars are created by the deposition of sediment, forming shallow lagoons behind the bars. These coasts are often found in areas with a low-energy environment and where the sea level has risen slowly. Question 7. How does geological structure influence the formation of cliffs and microfeatures like caves? Geological structure, such as bedding planes, jointing, and faulting, influences coastal morphology by determining the strength and resistance of the rock. For example, faulting can lead to the creation of caves, as water exploits weaker areas of the rock. Question 8. Explain how different types of lithology affect the rate of coastal recession. Bedrock lithology, e.g., igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic rocks, and unconsolidated materials, e.g., boulder clay, influence coastal recession rates. More resistant rocks, like granite, erode more slowly, while weaker rocks, like limestone, erode more quickly, affecting cliff profiles and the rate of retreat. Question 9. How does differential erosion of alternating strata affect cliff profiles? Differential erosion occurs when alternating layers of permeable and impermeable rock erode at different rates. This produces complex cliff profiles, where harder, more resistant layers remain as headlands, while softer, less resistant layers erode to form bays. Question 10. What is the impact of vegetation on coastal stability? Vegetation stabilizes coastal areas by binding sediment in place, reducing erosion. For example, dune succession helps build up sandy coastlines, while salt marshes in estuarine areas help stabilize sediments, reducing the impact of wave action and preventing coastal recession. Question 11. What is the difference between backshore, nearshore, and offshore zones in the littoral zone? The backshore is the area above the high tide line, typically dry. The nearshore extends from the low tide mark to the point where waves begin to break. The offshore zone is where waves do not influence the seafloor, and sediment movement is minimal. Question 12. How do sea level changes influence the formation of coastal landscapes? Rising sea levels can lead to the flooding of valleys, forming features like Dalmatian and half coasts. Conversely, falling sea levels can expose more of the coastline, leading to the formation of new landforms such as raised beaches or terraces. Question 13. Explain how wave energy influences the type of coastline that develops. High wave energy leads to the erosion of coastal features such as cliffs and the creation of rocky coasts. Low wave energy environments promote the deposition of sediments, leading to the development of sandy beaches and coastal plains. Question 14. What is the role of rivers in shaping coastal landscapes? Rivers contribute sediment to the coastline, which is transported by tides and waves. This sediment can form features like deltas, estuaries, and sandbars, depending on the energy of the coastal environment. Question 15. How do tides affect sediment transport along the coast? Tides influence the movement of sediment along the shore. During high tide, the swash of the waves reaches further up the beach, allowing more sediment to be deposited. During low tide, the backwash carries sediment back into the sea, creating patterns of erosion and deposition. Question 16. Describe how cliffs are affected by the geological structure of the area. The geological structure of cliffs, including factors like the type of rock, faulting, and layering, determines how easily cliffs erode. Harder rocks such as granite resist erosion, forming steep cliffs, while softer rocks erode more quickly, creating gentler slopes. Question 17. How does the lithology of a coastline affect the erosion rates of coastal features? The lithology of coastal rock determines how resistant it is to erosion. Igneous rocks like granite erode slowly, while sedimentary rocks like sandstone or limestone erode more quickly. This affects the rate of coastal recession and the shape of coastal landforms. Question 18. Explain the impact of faulting and folding on coastal features. Faulting can lead to the creation of cracks in the rock, which are more easily eroded by the sea, forming features like caves and blowholes. Folding causes layers of rock to tilt, influencing the development of headlands and bays. Question 19. What is the effect of wave refraction on coastal erosion? Wave refraction occurs when waves bend as they approach the coastline, concentrating their energy on headlands and promoting erosion. In contrast, bays receive less wave energy, encouraging deposition and the formation of beaches. Question 20. How do tidal ranges influence the type of coastal features found in an area? Areas with large tidal ranges often experience greater erosion and deposition, leading to the development of features like tidal flats and estuaries. Smaller tidal ranges may result in more stable coastlines with features like sandy beaches. That's it, 20 questions complete. Subscribe for more A-level geography quizzes and revision videos.